Sure is a good question. Viewers, welcome back and thanks very much for joining me. We've had another young listener write in to ask a question. This time it's a young Donald Trump again from Miami, Florida. Dear Jesus, this is your Luke Skywalker channel. Hi, I really like your new name, Nuevo Laredo channel guy. It's got a ring to it. Anyway, please may I write in and ask a question. Is that Elvis guy still going on the angle grinder next door? And do they have chemtrails in Ukraine? Dear Jesus, it's your Luke Skywalker channel, now known as Nuevo Laredo channel guy. Please may I write in to ask a question. Are there chemtrails in Ukraine? Donald Trump, thank you very much for writing in all the way from Miami, Florida, in the United States of America. Well, I don't know. I've never been to I've been to chemtrail land. I haven't been to Ukraine. One day, it's on my bucket list. I heard there's some apartments going cheap. Yes, Putin is renting out apartments to anybody who want to move in there. It's a similar scheme to Australia. Yes, there's apartments that are unoccupied at the moment for some reason, bombs going off or something. Anyway, you can get a free, not free rent, but pretty cheap if you want to move into those Ukraine guys' house. Could be still some unexploded bombs lying about the place, a few burnt out cars in the driveway, that sort of thing. But you'll get along. He is still going next door. One of my neighbours is Russian. Well, she's not actually. She's East German. There's a distinction. And I tell you what, you don't want to go around calling an East German Russian. It's like calling an Australian a Kiwi or a New Zealander. You'll get in a lot of trouble very smartly. I love New Zealanders. It's a bit like calling an Irish man an English man, if you know what I mean. Well, not entirely. It is different. It is different. It's like calling a Scottish guy English. That's a joke. So what? Play some guitar. And who cares if country and western music is Scottish music? It's got a little bit of Irish in it. Because they're spraying us like bugs here in Miami. Writes in Donald Trump. They've pepper sprayed the whole entire sky from coast to coast. I know people in Hollywood that are even seeing the same thing, and it's not a mirage. It is serious. Lines of coke. Lines of coke. Lines of coke going up that young man's nose. What's his name? El Presidente. El Presidente has reportedly got quite a severe cocaine addiction. And yes, he's got lines and lines of it. And lines of it. It's just never ending. He's getting donations from all around the world to support his cocaine habit that he developed off Pablo Escobar back in the 70s. Pablo Escobar, wasn't he from Colombia? What does that have to do with South America? If anything. What about the Spanish guitar? I thought it was Puerto Rican. Indonesian, actually. From the east. The East Indies is Indonesia, is the East Indies, and so is Australia, of course, if you hadn't worked that bit out. So far, at this stage of the game. Of course. You going to play something? You can't make things up instantaneously all the time. Sometimes you have to do a bit of scratching around, coming up with your own sort of chords. Modulation or the roculation?